my channel. My name is Philadelphia, and I thought I would make a video today to distract myself from this election that is going on right now. I'm wearing blue for Biden. Today I'm going to discuss the Harry Potter book, The Chamber of Secrets, which is book number 2 in this series, and I want to let you know how I feel about this book. So let's just start with a quick summary. So book 2 is a little different from book 1, just the overall mood of this story as well as some of the topics that they cover. We really see more of a political strife in book 2. We see a really strong opinion what is considered a pure-blooded wizard, and that is someone who has a lineage of wizards in their family and there's no human mixed in with it. And then we have the other side where you have wizards and humans cross-mingling, and then they have babies that are kind of half-blooded. And with these half-blooded wizards, we don't really see a difference overall of their capabilities. They are still wizards. Their parents just happen to be human. So anyway, we see that political strife in this book, as well as we get to see more of the Weasley family in greater detail and develop more of a relationship with the Weasleys. And as always, Harry finds himself meddling in issues that sometimes don't always pertain to him, but he gets caught up in them anyway, and we see the different challenges that Harry has to face. Let's talk about some of the pros in this book here. I want to keep it real short with the pros because I just honestly didn't have that many. I did find it interesting that we focus more on the magic itself in book number 2, where book number 1 kind of just went over overall painting a picture of Hogwarts. Book number 2 goes more into like specific classes and what they're learning in each class. But let's just go into the cons, okay? That's where the majority of my discussion is at. I went into book 2 with high expectations, and maybe that is my fault. You shouldn't go in expecting anything, I don't think, because then you're just more disappointed. But I gave book number 1 a 5, so I thought, if anything, this could at least do somewhat close to that, right? No. This book was majorly disappointing, multiple reasons, and I'm hoping after this video you're going to be like, Philadelphia, keep reading them. Book number 2 was the worst in the series. Like, that is my hope, because I'm not excited to read book 3 now. I mean, this was a pretty weak second attempt. First of all, it had so much repeating. It kept recapping what happened in book 1, and I understand this book was written for children, maybe a younger audience, and maybe they needed a little refresher, but oh my goodness. It kept recapping everything that happened in book 1. Like, I didn't even need to read book 1 to be up to speed in book 2. I think kids are a little better at remembering stuff than she gave them credit for. And my next biggest complaint with book 2 was just the overall feeling of book 2. It's so negative and whiny, and it lost a lot of that magical optimism, whimsical appeal that book 1 had. Book number 2 was just kind of a drag. Harry Potter was just like in a bad mood the whole time, and nothing was going his way, and like kids were getting killed. We just lost the luster and the sparkle that Hogwarts had in book 1. Book 2, everything just kept going south, and it never really took the turn back to being really awesome. I mean, it was overall consistently a drag. A question I have with just like logistically thinking about this human muggle drama is that we saw it a little bit in book 1, but in book 2 it comes up again about how we have to sometimes erase the human's memory when they see something kind of bizarre like a car flying in the sky. But my question is, if we have these humans having children with magical abilities that they send their kids off to Hogwarts, the cat's already out of the bag. Like, this isn't some crazy operation that you're able just to keep quiet. Like, humans are having kids with magical powers. This isn't the secret's out, right? Why are we erasing the human's memory? It's just like a part of the world. So that part doesn't really make sense to me. In this book, we find Harry Potter, Ron, and Hermione always sneaking around and trying to get certain ingredients for potions or to try to find out information without getting caught. And in book 1, we had this invisible handy cloak. But what happened to it in book book 2. It doesn't come back until like the very last little mission. I'm like, why didn't you guys use the invisible cloak during the first 2/3 of this book when you're sneaking around and having trouble doing so? I mean, I was like, did I forget something about the invisible cloak in book 1? Did it get destroyed? No, it did not, because it comes back in the end of this book. So like, why weren't you using that nice little convenient thing until now? Hi, Pink. Pink wanted to say hi real quick. Now he's playing with his very noisy toy. You're so happy. Can I finish my last 2 thoughts? I tried to record outside, but there's a noisy generator. I tried to record in here, and there's a noisy Boston, so let's just try to get this done. So one last thing that kind of irked me a little bit was the fact that Ron's wand was broken during this whole story. And we get to see kind of how Ron doesn't come from much money in this book. Yet Harry Potter in book 1, we see that he has a whole room filled with gold. Could Harry not have given him money to buy a new wand? This is his best friend that he stayed with all summer. I mean, I'm sure his mom spent extra money feeding Harry. I mean, it would even out. It would wash out. Why couldn't you just buy Ron a new wand, Harry? Why are you being selfish? Those are my thoughts on book 2. I'm not looking forward to book 3. I'm gonna give it some time. I might read it in December. It didn't hit it out of the park for me. So I'm hoping the next one's better. So anyway, those are my thoughts on Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. I hope that you got something out of this review, and let me know if I should be motivated to read the rest of the series. Probably, I'm still gonna give it a try just because I know so many people love this series, so I think there's potential for it to get better. I just was not in love with book number 2. The score I give book number 2 is a 2. How do you go from a 5 to a 2? I don't know. I had so many problems with this book. It was just negative. It made problems harder than they had to be. I didn't like it. I gave it a 2. The next book I'm doing a review on is Glass Castle, and then The Vanishing Half. So those are what I have coming down the line for you all. I also tried something new. I did a monthly roundup on Instagram, so if you want to see my October reads and a quick short summary of if I think you should read it or if you should pass, go find me on Instagram and watch that. It goes over like 7 books in 5 minutes or so. So I hope you find that valuable. I'm going to start doing those once a month. I hope you have a great day. Today is election day, and I hope when I post this video we aren't all out in a civil war. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Philadelphia. Remember to like and comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time with my next review. Have a great day. Bye.